It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe, joined as always by Kevin McIntosh. Kevin, happy Thursday. Glad to be back with you.
Absolutely, Tyler. Happy to be here another day, another opportunity per usual. Just looking forward to the things we got to talk about, Tyler. What's going on?
Yeah, it's been a busy week so far, and last night certainly was a big night here in West Bloomfield. Well, technically out in Clarkston at Pine Knob Music Theater. As we said, a final goodbye to the West Bloomfield High School class of 2024. They had their commencement ceremony live right here on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, and began by recognizing one of the most accomplished classes in the history of Laker Nation.
Let's celebrate the remarkable achievements of our graduating seniors. This year, our students have been awarded over $15 million in scholarships. That's a testament to their hard work and dedication. Our girls' varsity basketball team triumphed in the state championships, showcasing their incredible talent and teamwork.
Our student leadership earned the highest value presentation award from the Michigan Association of Student Councils, reflecting on their outstanding leadership skills. And in DECA, our students excelled, winning 20 district awards, 12 state awards, and 3 international awards, highlighting their business acumen and competitive spirit.
Our choir and band both achieved high marks in their annual festival competition, demonstrating their musical excellence. Additionally, 207 seniors were a part of AP exams, in total over 743 exams this year, preparing for their future academic endeavors.
Yeah, that all part of a very accomplished class, Kevin. That's why we played that full clip for you with everything kind of they had to say about the class of 2024. Not only the millions upon millions of dollars in scholarship funds, but a lot of awards also and a lot of accomplishments in a multitude of disciplines for this class.
So good, so proud to see the students, so well spoken too. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see the babies. I can't even call them babies now; they're young adults, man. It's so good to see, man. And I had a chance to actually speak with Samantha Smiley too once, so it's great to see her actually on that stage and give that speech too to the students.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job last night, Kevin, and I know you like an inspirational speech, so you'll really enjoy some of what we heard from Jordan Harris. He was their class speaker last night at their graduation, providing the class keynote, and he had some words of affirmation for them, bringing a sense of calm and pride into a moment that's a little bit chaotic, a little bit pressure-filled, and a big change for a lot of people, but giving some words of kindness to his classmates.
As we returned to some form of normalcy in 10th grade, everything felt new. Me and your teacher felt new. Making friends felt new. Navigating the huge school that feels small now, unless you had a class upstairs, felt new. But that didn't stop us. I will admit, for some people, bouncing back was not that easy. Mental health has become a focus of our generation, and for good reason. It's important as we take on this new chapter in life that we recognize how resilient and special of a class we are. I want all of you to take a moment and in your mind, repeat after me. I am special. I am strong. I am worthy of this diploma. I will achieve my goals. I will not let a roadblock stop me. I hope everyone feels a little bit better after that.
Jordan, I'm not going to let a robot stop me either. They tried to replace me with a robot at one point here, Kevin. And if it wasn't for Jordan, we'd all be replaced by robots. People like Jordan keeping us inspired. Did a great job last night getting his classmates involved in the speech, too. It's not all about you in that moment, and he made sure of it. That was great.
Yo, to add that last part, I was like, did I just hear him say that? But you know what? Let's be honest. That is actually, as crazy as it sounds, there's some truth in that, especially with his generation, his class. So I understand that. But wow, that was a good way to put that in there. That was good.
Yeah, Jordan Harris did a great job with that. He also made a great point emphasizing that, this journey ahead for these kids, there's not a one-size-fits-all approach to it. And so as he passed that message on to his classmates for one final time, here's what he had to say to inspire them as they take those steps forward into their next journey.
Your path is going to look different than the person sitting next to you. But I'm here to tell you that your path is your story, and your story is going to be beautiful. One day, the world is going to look back and question how we got here. It's going to be because of this class determination. It's going to be because of this class resilience. It's going to be because of everyone's story that started yesterday has become the future we live in tomorrow. Congratulations, class of 2024. We did it. Thank you.
That all from last night's West Bloomfield High School class of 2024 commencement ceremony. Not only did we hear from students about their great accomplishments and words of affirmation and inspiration from their fellow classmates, we also heard from leaders who have been among those overseeing this class over the past several years and all throughout their educational journey as well. That included Superintendent Dr. Danya Bazzi, a parent and educator who, in her speech, also recognized this is a bittersweet moment for parents. At one point, she quoted saying, "It's a great moment because we get to see our children grow up, and it's a tender moment or a sad moment because we're seeing our children growing up." But as she passed those words along to the parents, she also echoed words of inspiration to these graduating seniors, emphasizing that not only do they have a network of each other that have looked out for one another for these past 4 years, and for some of them for 13 years throughout their entire K through 12 career, but also that network extends to their parents, to the families, and to the teachers and faculty and administration of the high school now and forever.
Today marks a passageway to the rest of your life. Have no doubts the best is yet to come for each of you. Throughout your educational journey, you have been guided and supported by teachers, family, and friends. They have been there to comfort and encourage you through the winding roads and uphill battles. As you move forward, remember, you and you alone are the writer of your own story. You will determine your life's path, and you will be the teller of your life story. All of those who love and support you will continue to be there for you, but you will have to be the driving force in your life. High school is often looked at with fondness, a time of carefree fun when lifelong memories and friendships are forged. I hope that high school was a wonderful and happy experience for each of you.
No graduation, of course, is complete without hearing from your fearless leader, your principal. And, of course, we heard from Eric Pace, the principal of West Bloomfield High School at last night's graduation commencement ceremony, who left the class with one overlaying message, and that is to dream big.
Graduation is a bittersweet moment filled with mixed emotions. We feel an overwhelming sense of pride for our graduates' achievements, yet we also acknowledge the sadness of bidding farewell to the familiar hallways and cherished memories. But let us focus on the joy and the excitement that permeate the air today, for this day marks the beginning of a promising future. Reflecting on this journey, I'm reminded of the words of John Quincy Adams, who once said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." Each one of you has exemplified this spirit by forging your own paths, inspiring your peers, and leaving an indelible mark on our school community.
That from last night's graduation commencement ceremony, Principal Eric Pace making one final farewell speech to the class before he handed them over to the superintendent for graduation and recommended their approval to receive their diplomas. They did, and each one of them was handed their diplomas as they walked across the stage at Pine Knob Music Theater, and a place where many stars before them have also walked upon. And then finally, the big moment, 13 years in the making.
West Bloomfield High School class of 2024, turn your tassels from the right to the left.
What a great moment there at Pine Knob Music Theater on a bright, sunny evening with the sun setting in Clarkston. West Bloomfield High School said its final farewell to the class of 2024. You can find that entire ceremony on demand and find all the times it's going to be replaying today, throughout the weekend, and coming forward on civiccentertv.com. You'll also find it on demand on our YouTube page at Civic Center TV, and watch it on Facebook, not only on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, but also on that of the West Bloomfield School District at West Bloomfield Schools. Kevin, a special moment, always special for us to play a small part in capturing that moment.
Oh, man. The whole time I'm just thinking back to my high school graduation that happened like 1,000 years ago. But it's just so many memories, so many emotions that go through. A lot of people you'll probably see for the last time. A lot of people that you will continuously see over and over like you are still in high school. But overall, everyone's path is different, just like Jordan has said. And it's great to see all of them grow up and go to that rite of passage to become young adults now.
I got to witness a really interesting moment after the graduation as I was going out and about and taking away our equipment that was out in the field there at Pine Knob Music Theater. I had a chance to go up and speak to Eric Pace for a few minutes, and as I was speaking to him, a couple of his students came down the steps there at Pine Knob to go up to him and say a few words. And as they walked up to him and he looked over and he greeted them, they said, "Hello, Eric." First time calling him by his first name, and even for them, it seemed a little bit weird. He asked them about it. He asked them, is it weird calling me by my first name for you? And they're like, yeah, no, it is weird. You're still going to be Mr. Pace. So I want to field the question to you, Kevin, because I'm on one side of this, and it depends sort of teacher to teacher. But overall, if I'm not able to go by a first name basis with my teachers, no. even years down the road. So, if you were in their position, would he be Mr. Pace or Pace, or would he finally now be Eric?
Mr. Pace for life. Any of my teachers, if I see them today, it's Mr., Mrs., same thing, Mr. Wills, Mrs. Williams, whatever the case may be. Even if they're a coach, you still coach, whatever the case may be. But no, that doesn't change. That's what their title was when they made a difference in your life, and it's probably going to stay like that. So, I can't do the first name.
Yeah, that's a really good point. They made a difference in your life. That's how you remember them. That's how they made an impact in your life. That's where that memory is cemented, and so their name stays with it. I want to hear also from our audience, hear from you also. If you're watching or if you're listening, comment on our Facebook page, on our Facebook Live of this at Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook. Let us know your answer. Can you call your teachers by their first name now that you've long since graduated, or is it always a Mr. or Mrs. Insert last name? That's a great question as we honor the West Bloomfield High School class of 2024 on CivicCenterTV.com. Kevin, a little ways down the road in the Bloomfield Hills School District, some really interesting news from there as a local student was honored for his work in the BHS prep program. Mike Pauliter was celebrated at a ceremony to honor his graduation from the BHS prep program. His teachers spoke very highly of his dedication and his work ethic. Transition coordinator and actually a former teacher of mine in the Bloomfield Hills School District, Lisa Brown, saying, quote, "Malik is a positive role model and has so much heart," end quote. Friends wished Malik well and also commented on how much they will miss him. So here's a bit of what they did. The prep celebrants enjoyed cake and ice cream while students and staff were treated with paper plate awards to commemorate their year. Teachers Russell McCall and Megan Gornick recalled memories from the school year as they spoke of the highlights, including field trips, collaborations, and other programs, including Malik getting a special honor at that event. More student accomplishments, Kevin, doing great things.
Absolutely, absolutely. Going above and beyond expectations and then getting recognized and awarded for it. It's another great thing. It just makes me feel good to see that our young people are still connected to the community, still want to give back, still want to create opportunities for others. So it's great to see that. That means they've had great leadership in their lives. So congratulations again, Malik. Great job, man.
Yeah, back here in the West Bloomfield School District, Scotch Elementary School students are going on the run at recess. And this is for a special purpose, Kevin. It's a new club they started called their Mileage Club. It's only a few days old at Scotch. During recess, a few select kids that have joined this club are going for a run. They're going to run as far as they can each and every day and record those miles. And so far, they've racked up quite a haul in the first 2 days of the club's existence. These third grade students you're seeing on your screen on civiccentertv.com have ran over 86 miles just during a couple days of recess, Kevin. That's collectively amongst all these kids. All their miles added up together, 86 miles in just a couple of days of recess. Really interesting new club they're doing over there at Scotch.
Hey, listen, let me tell you, that's good because kids got a lot of energy. So I know they were excited to do that right there. And kudos to whoever did all that measuring for how long they ran. That's kind of crazy too. I think it's good though. I think it's good though. You create like little runners, little athletes, people, you know, they probably get a love for outdoor running with that being said. So I think that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and look, it gets some exercise. It inspires them to do something fun and productive outside, gives them something to do during recess. And hey, look, if it's all for some good old-fashioned bragging rights and, you know, sort of a gentle person's bet of who can run the most miles, hey, friendly competition never hurt anybody either. You can find more information and keep up to date with everything happening in the West Bloomfield School District on their Facebook page at West Bloomfield Schools. Sylvan Lake concerts are back and they kick off tonight. The Sill Sunsets concert series returning all throughout the summer in the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan begins tonight from 7 o'clock to sunset with an 80s cover band, the Working Girls. They are going to be playing not only 80s but all the way through the current day as well. The event is BYOB and BYO chairs as well. Some special adult beverage slushies will be served to those that are curious as they come by. Come on, come one, come all. Walk, bike, park at the community center and anchor off Lakeview if you'd like to tune in and listen to all of this great music throughout the summer. All kicks off tonight. These concerts have been organized over the past few years. It kind of grew out of the pandemic as a way to get people together as a community, support our local musicians in a tough time, and has become a tradition in Sylvan Lake, Kevin, one of our favorites, and such great turnout and great reviews from the last couple of years, and an exciting lineup already released just earlier on this week. We talked about it right here on the Splash Live, and it's listed in the Facebook group, Sylvan Lake, What's Going On. Good stuff happening in Sylvan.
Man, that sounds fun. We've talked about different things that's going on outside for us to enjoy the weather and enjoy our community, but you had me at adult slushy or whatever you said. I want one of those right now. Give me a chair. I get out there, get one of those slushies. I listen to some good music all night, man.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be a great time out in Sylvan Lake tonight. The Sill Sunsets concert series coming back. The concert beginning at 7 o'clock, and you can find even more information on fun events happening in Sylvan Lake, including game night, yoga night. The Sylvan Shuffle is coming up as well, an annual fan favorite event in the prettiest little city. All that on sylvanlake.org. Indoors, Kevin, a special moment earlier on this week as we were able to celebrate some new businesses opening up, welcoming themselves into the community, and welcoming the community into their business to learn more alongside our friends at the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Reporter Jake Schaff has more.
4 months ago, the art gallery and custom framing business known as Art and Frame opened their second location right here in West Bloomfield. And this past Wednesday, the community came together to formally celebrate the business with an exciting ribbon-cutting ceremony, giving the owners the chance to formally introduce themselves and to showcase what they have to offer, and for the community to welcome them with open arms.
Today is our grand opening celebration. We've been open for a few months, but we wanted to wait for the weather to get warm so that we could have an opportunity to really celebrate with the community.
We're here, we want to show off our space, we want to show off what services we offer, we really want to share it with the community and let everyone know we're here, and we're ready to meet everyone, and yeah.
We offer a wide range of framing services. We frame artwork and memorabilia, and we stretch canvases. We also sell artwork, and we offer some printing services on many different substrates. And in our new space, we hope to have a lot of events here as it's much bigger. This is our second location. This is actually our 40th year in business. We've only been the owners now for 6 years, but in that time we've grown and decided it was time for a second space.
I love being able to welcome new businesses into our community. I consider myself a business matchmaker, and so every single business that's here, it is my job to try to help them survive and thrive. So anything I can do to connect them to new business, I'm happy to do that.
What has it been like to see this business continue to grow and evolve over time?
Well, to watch this business grow has been really great because you watch it expand, and now he's not only doing really excellent framing and has great taste, but now he's also showing artwork, which is really nice. His other location is at Cranbrook and Maple, and to be out here in West Bloomfield, he'll really have a far reach to some of the more northern areas, and it's a very heavy traffic area with great restaurants and Orchard Lake right down the street. So I think this is going to be really good for his business.
It's super exciting to I guess introduce ourselves to the community, because it's our goal to be here for a lifetime. It's always nice to get off on a good foot when you're meeting your neighbors, and no one likes a bad neighbor. So yeah, it's our goal to be here for a long time and make a good impression.
I think it's also important to find out what's needed here. At our other location, we know kind of what people like and what they expect, and so this is different. So we like to kind of get an idea of who we're serving and who our customers are, what they're looking for, what they want, and how we can tailor things to fit them.
A big congratulations to Bradley, Danielle, and everyone at Art and Frame for this incredible accomplishment. Here's to 40 more years of success and beyond. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Appreciate the report, Jake, and welcome Art and Frame to the community, and so many other businesses moving in as well that are doing great things across our community. If you want to learn more about a number of different businesses across various sectors in our community, a great resource is the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. They also have a lot of different groups and discussion groups as well that will help you grow your business or learn more about growing your business and get you in connection with some of those businesses as well. Kevin, as Suzanne mentioned, she's prides herself on being a business matchmaker, and so much of what happens in our business community comes from partnership between our small businesses in West Bloomfield, Keagle Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, Sylvan Lake, and surrounding areas. So good to hear from them as a new business has joined into our community and had some recent success as they're in the early months of their operation. Kevin, also a great time of year for art lovers in our community as we get ready for a couple months from now, the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. We'll have a bunch of artists coming in, plenty of other art galleries that have opened recently across our community, and new exhibits close to home at the Janice Cherick Gallery over at the J, Detroit on Drake Road, including the Michigan Hot Glass exhibit recently opening.
Absolutely. From art and frame to art outside the frame. Nice different types of glass sculpture and different events that they have. Sunday, June 2nd, there'll be an artist talk event with many of the artists there speaking on things. But then joining us right here on The Splash, we have a special artist from Michigan Hot Glass, Albert Young, joining us to tell us a little bit more about the event. Thank you so much for joining us, Albert.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, we're talking about a very unique event, the 5th annual or the 5th Michigan Regional Glass Exhibition and the Rockets, Robots, and Ray Guns event. Can you just tell us a little bit more about your exhibit, please?
Well, the Glass Regional includes Northern Ohio and all of Michigan. This is our 5th year. And in 10 years, the show is up every other year. And it's just a great showcase to show the regional glass that's being made here.
Absolutely. So you're coming from Michigan Hot Glass too. Can you just talk about your involvement specifically when it comes to the different arts and the different things that'll be at the exhibits?
Well, Michigan Hot Glass is a co-sponsor of the show. In 2012, there was a large glass conference in Toledo, and I just I took it upon myself to try and bring these communities together because we're very close. And I approached Kelly Katz at the Sherritt Gallery to do this, and we went ahead and did it. And it's been a great success.
No, we can fit it in later in the story.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like I said, the downstairs show is the regional show. Upstairs is a special show called Rockets, Robots, and Ray Guns, which features, sci-fi kind of stuff, ray guns and rockets. Two-dimensional, three-dimensional, not all glass.
Okay. That's exactly what I was going to ask. Are they all made of glass? So if it's not of glass, then it would just be literally like prototype type items and sculptures and things of that nature. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's just mixed media, and it's created stuff. People. There's 2D and 3D work, steel, glass, wood. It's well worth checking out.
Nice. Joining us here on the Splash Live, Albert Young from Michigan Hot Glass, talking about the Artist Talk event at the Janice Sherritt Gallery on Sunday, June 2nd, 2 to 3:30 p.m. 5th Michigan Regional Glass Exhibition, as well as the Rockets, Robots, and Ray Guns. That'll be two different events on two different levels from what we're hearing right now. So when we are spectating, just looking at the art, the different things that are on display, everyone will take away different messages, different their own inferences or whatever they take from that sculpture. What would you say are some of the messages in some of the art and exhibits that we'll see there?
Just limitless imagination. There's, it's a very broad swash of techniques used by the people in this area to make artwork. Some of the work is decorative, some of the work is storyline. There's just a, it's great entertainment.
What about for you personally? What kind of drew you into the allure of these types of sculptures and glass work?
I was originally a ceramist, a potter, and then I discovered the glass, and it was just it was instant love affair. It's immediate, it's liquid, it's fluid, it's colorful, and I use a lot of steel with my glass for sculpture. It's exciting. It's hot.
Right. Yeah, no, I would imagine for it to kind of melt and mold and sculpt glass and steel. Yeah, it has to reach certain type of temperatures. So this is not the typical art that we're just painting on a canvas or using with paper mache or whatnot. So for the average person watching, listening, who may have interest in becoming a glass sculptor or artist, where can they start?
They can start take classes at College for Creative Studies, Michigan Hot Glass, the Glass Academy. In Toledo, there's the Toledo Glass Museum. There's also Bowling Green University. There's a bunch of, there's more studios around here now than there was 20 years ago. There's workshops all over the country as well.
Absolutely. We appreciate that information. One last time, Albert Young, Michigan Hot Glass, talking about the Artist Talk event at the Janice Sherritt Gallery, Sunday, June 2nd, 2 to 3:30. Any additional information, Albert, before we let you go?
No, just come on by and say hi.
Absolutely. Thank you again for your time. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Take care.
Absolutely, yes. Such a unique event that'll be happening right here in West Bloomfield, Tyler. Get to see different sculptures, glass, and like he said, it's not all glass. They'll be displaying other types of exhibits also. So it'll be very exciting and something new for the community to come and check out.
Yeah, glass art on display, but so much other art of so many different disciplines always available too. at the Janice Chiric Gallery in West Bloomfield. Again, that's located inside the J, formerly known as the Jewish Community Center of Metropolitan Detroit. That's at the corner of Maple and Drake in West Bloomfield, and you can continue to go over there all throughout the year to see even more great art, including on June 2nd as Michigan Hot Glass kicks off its special exhibit at the Janice Chiric Gallery. Kevin, we're also making history across the greater West Bloomfield area. In 2024, Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian is celebrating 150 years of service to our community, and we are celebrating alongside with them as well, as they have built a grand community that has spanned the generations. Joining us now from Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian is the Reverend Dr. Richard LePayne, who is the pastor of Orchard Lake Community Church. Pastor, thank you for being with us today.
Certainly, it's a pleasure to be with you today.
Yeah, glad to have you on to talk about a momentous accomplishment for any community to span 150 years and beyond. And for your church community, that is the case. So what's the celebration been like as you got into 2024 and are now celebrating 150 years of service right here in the greater West Bloomfield community?
Well, we have a lot planned for this summer, but I wanted to mention to you just the sparkling history of our congregation. It goes back, honestly, to the foundation days of West Bloomfield Township and the Orchard Lake community. It all started back on Apple Island, which is the centerpiece of the Orchard Lake. Back in that day, in the 1850s and 60s, there was a Christian couple, Colin and Carolyn Campbell, who vacationed in the summer months and held Vespers each evening in their home on Apple Island. But the population, of course, the attraction of this community, the attraction of the Lakes region here in West Bloomfield Township, continued to grow. The people from the Detroit metropolitan area wanted to enjoy the summer months out here, and so they moved out to the Orchard Lake area to West Bloomfield Township. And eventually, a state senator by the name of Peter Dow donated the property on the banks of the Orchard Lake that became known as the Church of the Wildwood, Church in the Wildwood, and that now is the Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian that we enjoy today after 150 years of mission and ministry in our region. I think it's interesting that back in that day in 1874, when the very first church service was held here, the Orchard Lake Church was constructed for what was then a princely sum of about $3,000 in 1874, which is a lot of money back then. We held our first church service on July 18th of that year. The governor of Michigan attended, all sorts of dignitaries and hundreds of guests. And now today, the legacy of the Orchard Lake Community Church stands on the solid foundation of sacrifice by all those who have gone before us. There were a couple of hotels back on Orchard Lake in that day and age in the late 1800s, and oftentimes the visitors at the hotel, who would be vacationers from the city and from the region, would ride the Pride of the Lake, which was a small steamboat on Orchard Lake, operated on the lake, and they would come over on Sunday morning and share worship in the Orchard Lake Chapel back in those days. The founders of the church, Colin and Carolyn Campbell, had a daughter who was here for many years. She, in fact, was here for the 50th anniversary of the church, and she said her quote was, "Gifts material and spiritual have been showered upon this little white chapel. God has given us more than we can ask or think." And that is certainly the case, and we celebrate all that has come before us today to make our church what it is today, 150 years after its founding.
And it's not only been building your church's community, your congregation over that 150 years that has been such an important role, but continuing, as you said, those connections to the community. You mentioned the connection to Apple Island and that continued connection throughout the years, growing from that 50th anniversary to continue branching out to various areas of our community. So today, 150 years later in 2024, how does the Orchard Lake Community Church serve our community today?
Well, so many people in West Bloomfield Township have attended the Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian for a wedding or memorial service. They recall the gorgeous view of the Orchard Lake that we enjoy here at the church. Today, in fact, on this day that we're recording, we are hosting the West Bloomfield Newcomers Luncheon in our Lakeview area. And we open the doors of our church to numerous community groups for gatherings and anniversaries and other events to take advantage of our stunning views here at the lake and the warm hospitality of the church. There are so many members of our congregation who are very actively engaged in the community through the school board at West Bloomfield, through the local city council here in Orchard Lake, scouting programs throughout the region. We have a lakeside coffee house on a quarterly basis. We welcome and feature contemporary artists who share their music. But the Orchard Lake Community Church, at the heart of our church, is the mission that we are engaged in, mission efforts focused on those persons in need in our community. We offer support and often have many volunteers participate in the Big Family of Michigan, the back to school supplies and clothing closet in Pontiac for the students there. We help with Grace Centers of Hope, the prison fellowship in the Detroit area, with Freedom House and Hope Against Trafficking. Waterford Meals on Wheels has benefited from our generous donations. Area food pantries, summer cereal for disadvantaged kids, and so many more charitable groups that are close to home here in the Orchard Lake area. There is a wonderful group I wanted to mention, of skilled ladies in our congregation that make quilts and quillos for children experience crisis transitions in the South Oakland shelter, and another talented team of folks here at the church who make beautiful prayer shawls that we hand deliver to persons who are experiencing grief and trauma. But we're not limited just to our area, that internationally, our congregation offers support and has sent workers to the Crane Center in Uganda, to Chupil, Mexico, on many occasions, medical intervention in Chad, in Africa, throughout Honduras and the Philippines. And in fact, continuing this summer, we have a group of folks from the church who will be traveling to Copper Hill, Tennessee for a mission trip to aid volunteering with hands-on simple home repairs. While we're there, we're also going to go whitewater rafting, of course. We like to have a lot of fun. On July 21st, we will be celebrating, and we have a very active plan for this summer. In fact, on Saturday, June 22nd, I wanted to mention the whole community is invited to watch the fireworks over Orchard Lake here at the church. We invite you to bring a lawn chair and some snacks and relax at the lakefront. Enjoy the fireworks from our beautiful location. That's Saturday, June 22nd here at Orchard Lake. We have Vacation Bible School coming up in June from the 24th through the 27th. Our Children and Family Youth Director here at the church has a great week planned. And even if those students have never been here, the students from local elementary schools are all invited to participate. And then on Friday, September 13th, the Orchard Lake Church is going to host a very special Christian youth event, featured a celebrated artist named DJ Code. Our church is actually well known for the excellence in music that we enjoy each week and the wonderful concerts that the Orchard Lake Community Church continues to provide for the entire area. Under the guidance of our music director and organist, Bruce Snyder, we have the Messiah. We have, along with a local orchestra, we perform the Requiem for the Living by Dan Forrest in the spring, again with local professional musicians, some of whom are from the West Bloomfield Township area, who share their wonderful musical gifts here with the church and our entire church community. Five Lakes Silver Band has provided fun Christmas programs over the years for the church, and all of our wonderful music programs are, of course, open to the public. And here at the church, we do enjoy wonderful music. We have gifted musicians who will sing and play handbells and any number of instruments to express our faith in Christ and our joy in worshiping together. I also wanted to mention our faith community nurse here at the Orchard Lake Community Church will host a blood drive in August to benefit the West Bloomfield Township area, a flu vaccination clinic in September. And there's so many wonderful things going on here at the church that I invite all in the public who have not yet been here to look us up and participate in anything that interests you.
You can find more information on all that's going on at Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian on their website, olccp.com. You can also follow along on Facebook and see all the memories being made in progress, facebook.com/olccp as well. We're joined by their pastor, Richard LePayne, on today's edition of the Splash Live as Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian celebrates 150 years of service in our community. And you had mentioned earlier on, Pastor, that 150 years of service. The church has had various roles in our community, serves various roles in our community today, and those have changed over the years. And the role of religion, whether it's Christianity or Judaism or Islam or any other, has also changed over that 150 years and across various faiths. So in 2024, what do you believe is the overlaying role of faith in our society, and what purpose or what positive purpose can that serve for people, whether they're super religious or they just want to experience some sense of a community?
Well, I think all of the wonderful question. I think people have seen from these surveys and after experience the COVID era of the danger of being apart from others, the danger of not being a part of a community, the distress, the anxiety that people experience through everyday living, certainly, but certainly when we are separated from one another. And a community of faith like our church, like the Orchard Lake Community Church, our community of faith provides such a foundational element for people's life and lifestyles. To be together, to support one another, to gather our resources in support of the West Bloomfield Township area and the entire region in which we live and serve. Coming up on July 21st will be our big celebration at 10 a.m. And part of that celebration on July 21st is the fact that we have done so much for the community and been so blessed by this community. As members of the community have been a part of the church and shared their wonderful gifts and ideas and their desire to serve others with us, and has allowed this church to find so many ways to serve others, truly for the benefit of all as a community of faith. And I think that they're critical places that people often choose to ignore, sadly, these days, to not be a part, to take the time out of their schedule to enter into a community of faith. And I pray that more and more people will return and be a part of us or other communities of faith where they find that level of comfort and a means to express their love for our Creator and Lord. But on July 21st, we certainly look forward to welcoming all sorts of folks. We're having dignitaries, and at 10 a.m., there'll even be bagpipes in celebration of the Scottish heritage of our church and the ringing of the church bell to celebrate all that we have accomplished and all that we look forward to accomplishing as a local church in the West Bloomfield Township area.
150 years of Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian. Again, the celebration Sunday, July 21st at 10 a.m. at their location on Commerce Road in West Bloomfield Township. Keep up to date. Learn more about everything going on in their community at olccp.com or Facebook at olccp. Pastor, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. It's a privilege to talk to you today.
Glad to have you on the program, and congratulations to that entire community out at Orchard Lake Community Church Presbyterian. So many special things happening in our community this time of the year. We're celebrating 150 years of their community, and we have a very special guest with us as well, alongside our very own Dave Scott, who's up at the Mackinac Policy Conference. A familiar face with you, Dave.
Very much so, Tyler. And the weather is beautiful, albeit a little bit cool. Look who I ran into, Dave Coulter, Oakland County. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Always great to see you, man.
Good to see you. You were just moments ago making big news with the governor and Tom Watson and folks about Project Diamond, which is an amazing new innovation that came right out of Oakland County.
It really was. We created it during the pandemic when we saw that our small manufacturers were just getting hammered. Their orders were down. They didn't have work for their employees to do. What's going to happen? And so what we did is we said, well, instead of just giving them money to survive the pandemic, we want to help them thrive when it's over. And so we gave them 3D printers. And these, it sounds like a simple idea. These 3D printers are actually pretty small. They're like a microwave. Sure. But they can manufacture parts for a fraction of the cost of a big stamping machine or something like that. So number one, our small manufacturers were making more money by lowering their costs. But the key to it, and then what we were talking about here today, was these printers are all connected. So now small manufacturers can compete for big contracts as a part of it. And so this is going to be a network of providers across the state. Right now it's across Oakland County, but it's going to be across the state. So that our manufacturing, which Michigan is known for manufacturing, right? I mean, we are a manufacturing state. We're going to bring more manufacturing back to Michigan by Project Diamond, created in Oakland County.
It's so cool. And I was over in Tom Watson's office like 3 years ago over at Automation Alley. And he was telling me, Dave, this is great. We've got 3D printers and we're hooking them all up on the internet. And it's something that we were doing right in Oakland County. And now it's a model for the whole state. And the governor said this could, be impacting all 83 counties of the state soon, and maybe the rest of the country following your manufacturing. Another great innovation from home.
For 2 years, I've been saying, why are we the only county that's used some of our ARP dollars to do this? It's such a great idea.
What are ARP dollars?
Oh, American Rescue Plan. That was the COVID money that the federal government, the Biden administration helped get us. Sure. So we used some of our COVID money, our ARP dollars, to initially get this started. And I'm like, why aren't more counties doing this? This is a game changer. If you have any manufacturers in your county or your city, you should be doing this. And for 2 years, nobody else has taken us up. Well, Macomb County partnered with us, so they've done this to some degree as well. But now, as the governor said, we're going to try to take this statewide and change manufacturing.
I need one more favor from you, if you don't mind. Would you tell Tyler back in West Bloomfield, who never gets to come up here, that I've been working nonstop. It's been all work, no fun here at the Grand Hotel.
Everybody thinks this is a vacation, but truly, Tyler, it's a lot of work up here. And I'm not complaining, because if you got to work, this view, it doesn't get any better. But a lot of really good work gets done up here, and he's doing a lot of it. So, yeah.
Dave Coulter, you're representing our county well across the state of Michigan. Good to see you. Tyler, that's the story from Mackinac Island. I thought you'd want to be first to know. Press conference just seconds ago, and now we got to hear it live on Civic Center TV.
Yeah, thank you for the report, Dave, and thanks for the information, Dave Coulter, as well, our Oakland County executive, joining us on the Splash Live, introducing Project Diamond 3D printers for so many of our small manufacturers nearby. Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We will see you soon. Hard at work, so many people, movers and shakers across our community, making the innovations of the future, the policies of the future that are going to impact us each and every day in the greater West Bloomfield area. Kevin, so much going on all throughout the state to impact our local area, kind of thing that makes us want to celebrate, maybe even dance.
That's right. Dance, dance, dance. And we're going to be in a mood for dance this weekend at the 5th Annual Ambassadors of Dance recital at West Bloomfield High School. And join us here on the Splash Live to talk a little bit more about that. Owner of Ambassadors of Dance, we have Elizabeth Bogan join us on the Splash. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Yeah, so we're talking about this event, this annual dance recital that'll be happening at West Bloomfield June 1st, Saturday. Can you give us more details, please?
This is our end of the year big performance, what we work up to all season long. We have dancers ranging in age in our studio from 2 years old all the way up to my fabulous senior tappers who are 73 years old. So we have the whole gamut. We do all kinds of styles: ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, hip hop, acro. We even have a mix of some of our guest performers who do Bollywood and flamenco. We love being the host to such a variety of styles and being able to provide a super inclusive environment for everybody to do.
That's exactly what it's so as you continue to describe it, I said, wow, this is a very inclusive type of dance recital right here. From ages 2 to 73 is kind of crazy. How are you incorporating a dance recital with different people of different ages like that? How does that work?
Well, we've been doing this for a while now. It's my 5th year in ownership, but this studio has actually been in operation for close to 30 years now. And some of these ladies have been with us from the jump. So, I mean, they've been dancing with us from that day one. And they are all, you'd be amazed, they're all swinging around backstage faster than some of the teenagers. They know the ropes. They've been around the block. They know what to do. And it's a well-oiled machine at this point. But yeah, it's pretty easy once you've gotten the hang of it. But
I bet.
they're great. They're super encouraging to all the younger dancers, and it's really cool for some of the younger dancers and families to see, like, hey, it doesn't have to stop once you graduate high school. It doesn't have to stop once you hit this milestone. You can always dance. You can always incorporate it into your life. And for some people, this is their gym. This is their workout. This is how they stay healthy and active. This is how they keep their bodies moving and stay young. And it's really cool to be able to see just the difference in even confidence and performance as you get through the stages and years of just like, I am nervous. I've never seen a stage light, to, some of my older ladies who get out there and they're like, whatever, I've been here.
Yeah, put it all on the floor. I feel it. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I know, especially with you watching them, girl, I know that has to be great to see. But you made some great points. The fact that even though high school is over and you're not on a high school dance team anymore, and you may not see what your future is in dance beyond that, this is one of those outlets. This is where you can get your exercise. This is where you can have your social group of people with like-minded type of activities and things of that nature. So I 100% love to see stuff like this, because this is needed for people who don't necessarily find careers in dance beyond traditional education. Join us here on the Splash Live, Elizabeth Bogan, owner of Ambassadors of Dance, talking about the 5th annual Ambassadors of Dance recital at the West Bloomfield High School, Saturday, June 1st, 1:30 p.m. So can you just essentially just talk about the growth of some of your dancers? I know we spoke on it before, but have you watched any of your specific dancers like grow from that day one to where they are specifically, where they will be this weekend? And you just talk about it a little bit.
Absolutely, yes. That's my favorite part of the job. I jokingly say, I have 3 kids, but I have 100 babies, because all of my dancers become this like family, and it's really something special, because I have a class right now of graduating seniors who I've had them since they were, this big, and they're coming up through high school. And I've got alumni dancers who come back to help out with the shows that are dancing in college and working towards Broadway and different, costume design, different career goals in that. And it's so cool to see the impact that you have. And I think that's one of the things that's so important too, as like a dance educator and everything, is to remember that you always got these little eyes on you. And you're such a big part of their life, even if you don't always realize it, because sometimes it can feel like that 30-minute class a day is just that 30-minute class a day. It's the job. But that 30-minute class a day can mean the world to a kid coming in, because that's their safe space. That's their home for 30 minutes of, this is where I get to be me and express myself. And some of these kids I've gotten to really see flourish in that space, in those class times. I've watched them develop into these amazing humans that I know are going to go out and just kill it. So it's really cool being able to watch that transformation almost. And it's hands down my favorite part of the gig.
Nice. Thank you for explaining that. Like I said, I know it's a very rewarding experience to see that, because we don't see too much even of creative arts in schools as we used to before either. So I love that they have this opportunity. So since we're talking about a mixture of ages, a mixture of genres of music and things, it's so much going on. Can you just kind of lay out how it's going to be formatted at this event, what people can expect?
So we typically start with our younger dancers earlier in the day. That way we can kind of get them in and out, because otherwise it's a long day for them little ones to hang out, man. They try to hang, but it's too much. So we'll see our younger dancers perform first earlier in the evening. And then as the evening progresses on, you'll get to see more of our advanced dancers, which again is really cool, because you get to literally during the performance see the progression of this is where it starts to this is how it builds and how you can kind of end. And as for the styles, we mix it up. That way there's like a blend. The entire evening is just mixing up the different genres and different styles. So it's not like we do like, here's all the ballet, here's all the tap. It's all blended the show. That way we kind of get a variety as you're going through it.
Nice. Interesting. So in order to keep this type of thing going, we obviously need support from the community, right? Which is what we're doing here on the Splash, Civic Center TV, getting the word out to the community. But what other ways can the community help support Ambassadors of Dance?
I mean, if you're interested in coming to take a class, I always offer free trials. You never know if you're going to fall in love with something. Come on in, give us a shot. Reach out, let us know if you want to stop by. We've got tons and tons of different class opportunities, all the way from beginner to advanced. And like I said, you are never too old. There's always a room for you. Our floor always has space for someone new. So if you are interested in coming to give it a shot, come on by. Otherwise, feel free to spread the word and let people know we're out there. That's all you can really do.
Yeah, tell them, as long as you can move and groove still, you can do this. You can get out there. Come on. I love that. Thank you again, Elizabeth Bogan, owner of Ambassadors of Dance, talking about the 5th annual Ambassadors of Dance recital at West Bloomfield High School, Saturday, June 1st, 1:30 p.m. Thank you again so much for your time.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Absolutely. You have a better one, Elizabeth. Such a great, exciting event. And let me tell you something. I love that she's incorporated such a very broad range of ages from 2 to 73, Tyler. 2 to 73. That is amazing. So I love to see that, and it'll be amazing to see that blend together at the event.
Yeah, it will. It'll be really interesting, and it'll be cool also because dance is something like any other art form or any other exercise form that's supposed to be for for a little bit of everyone, whether it's kids or it's children or it's adults or it's our senior population. Dancing is a universal language, kind of like music, and so getting everybody involved in a neutral location like West Bloomfield High School, going to be a really fun evening there over this weekend. Great to have her on the program to preview that. Kevin, also happening on Saturday, something else for a little bit of everybody as we celebrate National Trails Day, including here in the greater West Bloomfield area. They're going to be having some special activities out on the trail from West Bloomfield Parks beginning at 8 a.m. They'll take a scenic walk along the West Bloomfield Trail Network beginning at Walnut Creek Middle School and ending at Sylvan Manor Park. Naturalists will be on the trail throughout the hike to talk about nature and the wildlife and some additional learning opportunities, and people always love some free giveaways. Free t-shirts from 8 to 8:30 a.m. as you meet for the walk at Walnut Creek Middle School. That is first come, first served while supplies last. Learn more about the National Trails Day activities from West Bloomfield Parks on WBParks.org. Kevin, when the sun is shining outside, when it's bright, sunny, and warm during the spring and the summer, no better place to be in greater West Bloomfield than out on the trail.
Right on the trail. You hit it right on the nail, Tyler. Oh my goodness. Just looking at the pictures, looking how everybody looks happy. Everybody is glowing. The sun is just reflecting right off of them. It looks like they're enjoying the time. I just looked at the weather. We're expecting great weather. A small chance of rain, but hopefully that'll just pass by. But other than that, National Trails Day, a great day to get out. It's June 1st, one of the best months of the year, if you ask me, also to start of summer. So it'll be a good thing to get out and see some people in the community.
Yeah, other good things happening from West Bloomfield Parks. We know earlier on this month, the weather was not cooperating for the community garage sale. They've set a new date for that. What was originally on May 11th will be a week from this coming Saturday. It'll be Saturday, June 8th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Recreation Activity Center. Donuts will be on site. Donut Envy food truck will be there until about 11:30 a.m. It's a chance for the community to reduce their waste, shop local, repurpose items, and meet their neighbors as well. Again, that's at the Recreation Activity Center in the Town Hall complex, wbparks.org for more information on that. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Just like that, time has come and passed. We've had too much fun. The hour has come and gone. We got to say goodbye. I want to give a big thank you to our entire team for their work today. Jake Schaff, Anthony Juva, and Calvin Brown at Master Control. Dave Scott out in Mackinac. Kevin McIntosh. I'm Tyler Keefe. Thanks for tuning in to the Splash Live.